Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about Kevin Knox is signing with the Chicago Bulls. From my understanding, it is an Exhibit 10 contract, which means he'll have an opportunity in training camp to earn a roster spot on a non-guaranteed deal. And if he gets cut, it seems like he'll be playing for the Windy City Bulls unless he goes overseas. And if he spends 60 days on the Windy City Bulls, he gets a bonus of $85,300. Or my apology, $83,000, $500. Right? Yeah, $83,500. Can't speak right now. And Michael Scotto, my colleague at hoopshype.com, go check us out. Reports specifically, if you guys want to hear what the exact details are for our man Kevin Knox. What is the news, or what is the script say? The tweet says Chicago Bulls and Kevin Knox has agreed to a deal. League sources told Hoopshype. Knox has averaged 7.3 points in 7 NBA seasons combined with the Knicks, Hawks, Pistons, Trailblazers, and the Warriors. He's been with the Warriors a lot lately, just on and off. And it seems like they were really trying to develop him as a reclamation project. This was the 9th overall pick back in the 2018 draft out of Kentucky. His best year was his rookie year. People would say he's played 320 games in the NBA, 17.5 minutes per average. In all those games, 77 of those being starts, 39.3% from the field, 34% from three, 7 points, just under an assist a game, and 3 rebounds. And as I said, his rookie year, he averaged 13 and 5 rebounds, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Like, it was solid. And since then, the most run we saw was with Detroit, where he has played for Detroit twice, and he's been someone who's played for the Golden State Warriors and their G League affiliate for about the last 18 months or so. As him only being 26 years old, 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan and a 215-pound frame, is a solid prototype to play the wing or the forward position. He can be a small ball 4. He can be a small forward. That's his most natural position. And then in big ball lineups, in theory, when he catches fire from shooting, he's someone who can be a big 2, obviously without the need to handle the ball. And if you look at his G League stats, and obviously we'll talk about his fit with the Chicago Bulls, if there's actually a chance for him to make the roster, which is possible because he's someone who kind of fits what they would want to do. And in the G, he actually has only played 23 games, and that being with Rip City Remix and the Santa Cruz Warriors, averaging in 33 minutes 24 points. And if he was someone who can show that 24 points a game is pretty solid, way better than what most people were probably thinking that he was going to be able to put in the G. 24 point per game score in 33 games, right? I said right there, while also showing that, or 23 games, my apology, while also showing 49% from the field, 40% from 3 on 7.5 attempts a game, and 55% from the field, or from 2-point range, my apology. Now, I think that's pretty solid, where when he plays inferior competition, he's able to beat up said competition, and that's what you want to see. With that being said, he is someone that I wouldn't be surprised if, this is his last opportunity in the NBA. Because until they expand the NBA, he's kind of like a guy that if there was 32 teams, he'd be on a roster. But because there isn't, he kind of is on the bubble. And with what the Bulls currently need, if we look at their roster, Josh Giddey, Kobe White, I'd assume Kevin Huerter or Isaac Okoro, who's Ellison Vucevic, is going to be the starting lineup. So my thoughts on this is that with the current Chicago Bulls team, that they're retooling, and they're trying to be a team that plays out in space, in transition, a lot of threes, moving the ball, a lot of length. He fits this, and he allows them to, if he were to make the team, to make certain guys expendable. But if you look at it, obviously, I don't know what's the plan with both Vooch and Jalen Smith. I assume at this point, there's going to either extend Vooch out of nowhere or put him on a whatever deal they get. Basically, just put him on the block or keep him on the block if he isn't on it already, and take whatever second round pick deal that they can get. And then I know the rumor is that Zach Collins is going to be the person who gets the starting job at center. With, I assume then you would have Jalen Stick Smith finally get an opportunity to play. So that's one that I think is, if that type of move were to happen, okay, you're already there, still 3-point shooting big guys, but guys who are going to open up driving lanes and opportunities for driving kicks, especially for Kobe White and Mr. Josh Giddey. But Buzelis is someone who likes to get to the rim and slash. So to me, I think that's all things to consider. While I think if you look at the current roster, like look at it. We already told you the starting lineup with Giddey, White, either Kuro, Buzelis, or it could be Kevin Huerter and Buzelis, just because Kevin Huerter was on fire with the Bulls, and then Vucevic. Then the second unit, obviously either Kuro, Huerter with Trey Jones, Ayo DeSumo, I guess Patrick Williams, unless they're able to move him or if they believe he still has value for them, and then Stick Smith and Zach Collins. And then that's when you make your way into Dalen Terry, which I don't even know what Dalen Terry and Javon Carter, because there's multiple guys. They brought Javon Carter, but he really never became a guy, A, because it felt like Billy Donovan never trusted him, and B, the same thing goes for Dalen Terry. He never got really a fair opportunity to show what they could do. And Dalen Terry was a point guard, but they play him like more like a wing. I don't get what Julian Phillips is doing on this team. So I feel like he could push Julian Phillips off this roster. And I know they have Mohamedou Gueye. The other guy's Mo Gay. Mo Gay is on the Hawks. Mohamedou Gueye spent it with the Raptors and their 905 squad last year. And Yuki Kawamura, Emmanuel Miller, who Emmanuel Miller is Leonard Miller's older brother, and Lachlan Olbrich, their draft pick out of Australia, who I love. So in theory, this is a team that Julian Phillips and I think Guye's probably competing with Emmanuel Miller for that two-way spot. But I think Kevin Knox could force Julian Phillips, if they kept everybody on this roster and nobody was traded before opening day, I think they could cut Julian Phillips and have Kevin Knox on the team instead. Like, I think that's like his legit competition. And I'd rather have Kevin Knox personally than Julian Phillips. I get it. But, and then with that being said, with the potential moves from Javon Carter, Dalen Terry being small ones that could happen, or even an Ayo DeSumo or Patrick Williams, and with the more obvious one of a Vucevic deal happening, there could be opportunities for Kevin Knox to play, and he just fits what this team wants to do. And before I have all the Julian Phillips stands come to defend him, I understand 21 years old, he was a 5-star recruit, and they're taking a swing on potential. I get that. So I think the biggest thing is there's that, but he, right, 5-star recruit, right? I'm just wondering, yeah, he's a 5-star, so I just think you go with Kevin Knox and the potential. Let me hear your thoughts. Ciao.